Hey, I'm Lindsay Lyman. I worked almost 12 years at Amazon and saw so many brilliant and successful overachievers burn themselves out and leave their jobs because they're so stressed and anxious. But guess what? Having a successful career does not have to be at the expense of your mental sanity and personal time. There's an easier way, and I can show you how. Let's do this. Okay, this is a short but mighty episode today. I want you to think about what's a goal you have or something you want to achieve. Maybe you have a health goal, or you want to start your own business, or you have a financial goal. You want a new job. You want to retire at a certain age. You want a certain lifestyle. You want certain work-life balance. Doesn't matter what the goal is. We're not here to judge it. You don't have to tell anyone. I want you to think about this goal. And what I want to talk to you about are the 3 phases of action. And if you're not able to get yourself to phase 3, you're probably not going to reach your goal. Okay. So phase 1 is what I call passive action. This is the part that's really fun and it feels good. This is where we're researching it. We're taking courses, we're planning, we're learning about things. We're thinking about it a lot. We're talking about it with people, all the ideas. This is the really fun part. But this is passive because we're not actually doing anything to move it forward. We're just kind of like playing in it and thinking and strategizing. I'm not saying you don't need to do this phase. I think you kind of have to go through all 3, but you've got to be willing to get yourself to the 3rd part of action if you really want to hit these goals. So what is this passive action look like if you have a financial goal you're trying to reach? This is where we're creating a budget, right? We're planning, we're researching different investments. We're deciding which program or software we want to use to keep track of our budget. We're researching what other people are doing to invest their money to potentially reach retirement at a certain age. Okay? Awesome. Super important. Passive action, if you're wanting to start your own business, looks like deciding who your target audience is going to be, what you're going to offer, what you're going to charge, how you're going to set up your services or your product. Passive action, when we're looking for a new job, looks like searching job boards, updating resumes, practicing our interview questions. If you have a goal around work-life balance, passive action looks like planning out your day, creating a to-do list, hoping you don't get paged at night, planning a vacation, right? These are all great things. I'm not saying don't do them, but if you have a big goal, we're going to need to keep going through these action steps to get some big action. Okay, so step 1 is that very passive. It's fun. It's exciting. We're driven. We're motivated. We're planning. This is going to be great and wonderful. Step 2 is what I call action, right? So step 1 was passive action. Step 2 is the action part where we start taking some steps towards doing some things, towards executing, to actually taking some action that's moving us forward. So if you've got that financial goal, that may look like you start investing some money. Maybe you start cutting back on spending and trying to stick to your budget. Maybe if you're trying to invest in some real estate, you start making a few offers on a few properties, okay? If your goal is to start your own business, this action step, we've moved from passive to action, looks like you've created your website. You send out some emails, you do some social posts, right? We're starting to do some things in our business. Action, when you're trying to go and find a new job, looks like applying to these jobs, following up with people, emailing your network and asking if they know of any opportunities, right? We're past the passive part where we're just thinking and planning and we're actually taking some steps. The action part of work-life balance looks like logging off early on a Friday, going on that vacation, okay? We're starting to take some steps. But this is the point where most people fail and stop and give up and stay stuck and get very confused. Because here's the thing. In that passive action stage, we put together a plan. We put together an idea of how we thought we were going to reach this goal. Now we're going out and doing some things, but guess what? It never goes according to plan, and that's okay. But this is where it starts to feel hard, and we start to doubt, is this even possible? Is this going to work out? Am I doing it the right way? Do I have the skills I need to be able to do this thing? This is where we start to feel stuck, okay? If you don't know how to feel and process those emotions and get yourself unstuck when you feel confused and like you have no options, you will stay in phase 2. I work with a lot of people to help them get to phase 3, but let me tell you what phase 3 is. Phase 3 is what I call massive action. This is where you got to go and you got to take 10 times the amount of action needed to figure this out. I'm not saying do the same thing 10,000 times and ask yourself, I wonder why it's not working out, right? But you got to go and you got to start taking 10 times the amount of action that you were taking in the action state. But if you don't know how to feel failure, if you don't know how to feel disappointed, if you don't know how to feel uncertain, if you don't know how to feel frustrated, you're not going to keep showing up and taking more and more action. You're just going to stuck and spin in those emotions. So what does 10 times the action possibly look like? If you have a financial goal, you're going to go and invest even more. You may be making riskier investments. Maybe instead of putting offers in on a handful of properties, you're putting them in on tons of properties all over the world, right? You got to take massive action. If you have a goal to have a certain amount of money to retire on or a certain amount of passive income, you got to go take 10 times the amount of action you were taking to get there. Because the way we figure this out is we try things and we learn and we try and we learn and we try and we learn and we keep going. You got to take massive action. If you want to start your own business, you got to send 14 emails a week. You got to do multiple social posts a day. You're going to need to go and talk to people across multiple different channels. You're going to maybe need to do a Twitch streaming channel and YouTube and lives, and you're going to need to do workshops. Like you got to go take 10 times the amount of action to find customers to buy your product or service. If you don't know how to feel frustrated and overwhelmed and confused, you will stay in just that action stage of dabbling here and there and wondering why it's not working. If you want to go and find a new job, you got to take massive action. You need to apply to 50 jobs a day. You need to go and make a video for every job you're applying to and attach that to your cover letter. You need to be posting content daily about who you are and the skills you bring and the adventure you're on. Like whatever those actions are you need to be taking, you got to go take substantially more of them. I know it sounds so logical, but this has been such a common theme I'm seeing as I'm coaching and working with people is they're in the action phase and they're so frustrated because they just don't know why it's not working and they want to quit and give up. You're allowed to, you really can. But if you really do want to hit these goals, my question is, are you willing to feel frustrated and stressed and overwhelmed and tired and uncertain and show up and take massive action? If you are, your goal is as good as done. It really is. Because if you keep taking that massive action and learning from it, you will figure it out. But if you're not able to overcome all the drama that's going to come up in your head around what you're making it mean about you and how it's not fair and it's just you're too tired and you're going to wait until the summer or until the kids are out of school and then you'll figure this out, or wait until you launch this project and then you'll figure it out, or wait until this other thing happens, you will continue to spin in step 2 of action. Again, totally fine. It's just the slow, painful way to reach your goal. Okay, so think of what that thing is that you want. Be honest with yourself. Are you taking massive action? So much. Like you're not just like reaching out to 10 people in your network. You're reaching out to hundreds of people in your network. And you're not just emailing them saying, hey, how's it going? Hey, I'm open to work if you know of anything. No, you got to take massive action and make it so easy for them. Be like, hey, here's my resume. I'm looking for a job that does this. These are my non-negotiables. This is who I am. This is what I'm good at, right? You're the taco truck, not the cheesecake factory. Tell them specifically who you are and what you're good at. Make a video for them. Do all the work for them. And hey, is there someone you know you could send this information to? Or is there someone at your company that's looking for something like this that I could talk to? Like, take massive action to go and figure this out. If you're just taking slow action, doing what everyone else is doing, in the slow, monotonous one-off, like, yeah, I did the thing today and checking boxes, you're going to be stuck. All right. I'll get off my soapbox. But you guys, you've got big goals and I want you to reach them. They are 100% achievable. All you need to do is learn how to get out of your own way, how to get out of the drama, how to stop feeling sorry for yourself, how to stop believing your own excuses, and it's as good as done. If you want help, this is what I do. Click the link in the show notes, sign up for a coffee chat. That's the very first step. My program's about to fill up. If there's a spot open, I'd love to save it for you if it's a good fit. But the only way we can know that is if you and I get on the phone and have a coffee chat. So, all right. You're amazing. You got this. We'll talk soon. If what you're learning from this podcast is helping, this is just the beginning. Each week, I offer a limited number of coffee chats so that you and I can connect one-on-one and talk specifically about what's going on for you. You'll leave this call feeling more hopeful and motivated, but I'm also going to teach you a few things to try right away to get unstuck. Space is very limited and these are free, so grab your spot before they're gone. Click the link in the show notes or go to lindsaylymancoaching.com/chat and sign up today. You got this.